So the new patch is out today, and it's clearly that means it's time to play Harmony again. So we're going to be playing Devotion Harmony. Now we're going to be playing a couple cards just to try them out today, so we'll see how they go. The big thing that I want to try out is Sirssa. We'll get there. And yeah, we'll take a look. We're playing Devotion this time, just to try out a couple things, and we'll see how it goes. Playing Magic Lamp to create another unit. It helps with Gezeros and Great Oak if you need to commit them round 1. And you're going to have so many engines that boosting one pretty tall doesn't make that big a difference. The opponent will, your first engine will usually get pretty big anyway, so if they have tall removal, you're just making it taller. And if they don't, they will remove your next engine because everything's basically an engine. So it's not that big a deal if you lose the first one. The other thing this would really help is if you wanted a Crystal Skull to give something the Veil, you could do that. But I like the Magic Lamp. We have Great Oak. I have a story for Great Oak, but I think we'll save that for when something's not going on in the game, so I don't want to take too long here. We've got Waters of Brokilon. This is your big play usually for round 3. You play this, and then you call Harmony out and play Dana. It's a huge start to the round. You get 2 5s and a 7-point engine. Everything gives you 3. Gezeros is an alternate long round card. You play him, use the range draw, boost everything. You're going to put your stuff in the range draw just because of that. And then we have the Saskia. Saskia has Harmony. Still wish she would play a unit, but she's still in here. She's one of our bigger plays that we have access to without a long round start. Great Oak's not good to start with. Gezeros isn't great to start with, but you can open with Saskia if you need to. The Call of the Forest to find our cards. Still not sure if it needs to be... Well, it's 10 provisions and it boosts by 1. I guess that's what it is. You could run Royal Decree if you're not playing the... Harmony or Devotion version. It costs 1 less for this search. If you need that provision, it might be a better card. But the difference is we have FOV. FOV searches for our natures, so you're going to run Call of the Forest. If you're not running FOV, you can do that, but you're going to run FOV, so you're going to run FOV. So the Call of the Forest and Waters of Brokilon are the only 2 nature cards in the deck. You could cut something for a third, like a Rebuke, but this is really an engine-heavy deck, not a reactive deck. We have removals from the poisons. There's a lot of poisons. We have 5, and there's a lot of damage cards elsewhere, so you don't really need the Rebuke I've found. The one, Weeping Willow. Weeping Willow is one of our poison cards. It's really good, has Harmony. Treant Boar. So here's where we're making it a little bit different. We're running Sirssa to try her out because she got a 1 provision buff. I still don't know, don't really think she'll be good, but we're going to try her out. Now to fit her in, we had to cut our Heat Wave, and that's why we made a Devotion version. So I figured we could drop Heat Wave. We added Sirssa and Treant Boar. Treant Boar is normally not in the deck, but we're going with a more engine-heavy focus this time, so I threw him in. Might be kind of fun to try around with. You can run a non-Devotion version. If at the end of the video, I'll mention other card options and other versions of the deck you can run. I want to try this out. Then we have Percival. The other thing I want to try out is Polly, and the reason why is when we made this Devotion, we added in the Oak Critters. And that cut out a couple of the bronzes. We cut out the dwarves because the dwarves were the weakest I found. So we added in Polly as an alternative dwarf. Since we want at least 2, and he's going to be our second one. The movement I also want to try out with Forest Whisper to see if the 3 Vitality Order is worth it. That's not bad. And without Heat Wave, it's another control option to deal with something that's row-locked. A lot of things are actually row-locked that are problematic for the deck. Ziaran again is a lock and a move. He answers stuff the same way Polly. A little bit better though because he has the lock, so you can use this on stuff. Really good. And he's one of our elves. We don't have that many. The 2 Forest Whispers, these are for the poisons. We have Willow for 1 poison, 2 Forest Whispers, and 2 Dryad Rangers. We have 5 poisons. It's pretty good. You can remove a lot of tall stuff with that. And then we want to try out the ranged order, so we're going to see if we can't get Polly to work on that here. Now we have the Half-Elf Hunters. They're decent. You run less well, I run less elves because he spawns the Deadeye. The unit category I run more of tend to be the ones that either have big deploys, like the poisons, so there's more Dryads, or ones that, when you play the first one, it dies, so you can get a second activation of your harmonies. For example, normally you'd run Cat Witchers. I cut the Cat Witchers here to fit in a couple cards, and you can run them. Again, at the end of the video, I'll mention different card options and what I would like to run. I think Sirissa's definitely going to be removed from the deck, but I didn't want to give her a fair chance and test her out first. So that's what we're doing, and then we'll see how it goes from there. And the Half-Elf Hunters spawn the Deadeye, so you can't play second elf for the activations. That's why you don't run too many elves. Dryad Ranger got a 1 damage buff on its deploy. It does nothing if you're poisoning the unit. And if you're not poisoning the using, I guess you can have a 5 for 5 Harmony engine. That's what they said. That's why they nerfed it in the first place. They said that was too strong, but we'll see if it's still too strong. I feel like it won't be. Trade Hawk, really nice. You've got the movement again. We've plenty of move options. And the other thing is you can move your own unit with Poly, so you can fix up one of your rows. You can reset tree ant border charge again. You can put something back to a row for Gezros. You can move your Gezros so you boost twice in a row, stuff like that. Then with the Pyrotechnician, it's a 1 dwarf. We only have the 2 dwarves. The problem with dwarves is that they're very proactive, right? So if we look at 4 provision dwarves, if I can spell dwarf correctly. If you look at the 4 provision dwarves, Dwarven Skirmisher is not really worth it. Can't really run this, can't run this. This is proactive, this is proactive, this is proactive. You just throw us down, they all do stuff, right? You don't want to throw... Really, you don't want your units that aren't Harmony to be thrown down first, because you won't get the Harmony value, which makes the dwarves a little less valuable. The reason you can run Marauder is better then, but I like the Technician because it sets up the damage to remove stuff. Then the other buff here is going to be the Panther. Panther's now 4 provisions. I quite like this. You have the second beast here. Trained Hawk usually dies because it comes down as a 3 and they answer it, so it doesn't get Harmony. But once they do that, now you can play a Panther and activate the beast tag again for your Harmony cards. Should be pretty interesting. I think in a non-devotion version, this is much better in devotion. I think you probably just want to run one of these and take out Sirssa. But again, we're testing out Sirssa and a couple of other cards, so we'll see how that goes. And the Oak Critters. Oak Critters are nice. They activate Tree Ants. We have plenty of Tree Ants this time, actually, so it's not that big a deal. But they also create 2 bodies, which is nice for Oak and Gezros. So that's the deck. Let's get to some games and see how it does. Okay, it looks like we're going to have our first game here. Let's see what we're going up against. Okay.
I sense strong magic.
Sorry about that. A great blue heron just flew by. That's interesting. Anyway, so here we have a Shieldwall. Okay, probably, maybe Patience Mages. We have the Oak Critters. We don't have much Harmony here, which is not ideal. Let's get rid of one of these. We've got the 1 poison. We have access to both of these from our FOV, and FOV has nothing else to access, so we'll put back Paul the Forest. We have a Trained Hawk. Trained Hawk can set up damage for Boar. Or Boar and Hawk can set up damage. Oak Critters can bleed. Then we have our Sirssa. I think I'd rather have something else over this Tire Technician. Alright, and we're going first. So, normally here we don't have a problem going first because we have some Harmony cards to throw down. Here we don't really have one. Let's see, we could go for Poly. Oh, this hand does not look great going first. I think we throw down Hawk. We have Poly for movement, so if we need movement, we have access to it, and losing 2 damage on the Hawk's not too bad. He's not probably not going to have 3 damage removals. So we have to kill that. Sirssa doesn't quite do it. We have 1 poison here. 1 poison is not really enough. We could always move that. But it still has patience. Let's play our Oak Critters. Now he'll probably boost it or something so it doesn't die. Harmony is not going to get us a lot of value this round. Oh, there's the 4 provision Revenants. Interesting. Not too surprised to see that. We don't have a Dryad out. The FOV plays Call the Forest. I'm not sure I want Call the Forest out yet. Unless it gives us a way to kill that Revenant. Which it does not. But it'll set up Boar. The thing is we have most of our big cards except Gezros. Okay, here's what we'll do. We'll just lock it.
Humans are not to be trusted.
We don't want that getting off. It's gonna go crazy if it gets too much. There's too much of that, we'll have a very good day. There's the other Revenant. That's okay, we can have our Sirssa activate now. And then it'll be harder for him to set that 1 damage.
Sisters, follow me!
And we will buff up our Force Whisperer here. The hand buff part of our effect's not super useful most of the time in our deck. He's really here for Harmony. There's the Envoy. He's just throwing down bronzes. Let's see, what do we want to do here? Honestly, I think he's just going to pass, so we'll just play... I don't mind losing Boar. So we'll use him. Should help us quite a bit in this round. Ideally, I want him to pass this turn. Mad Kian. Okay, I respect it. I respect it. That being said, though, we're going to poison him.
Daisies stand tall, dead one push you high.
See what he does here. The 1 damage from Kian could set something up. Okay, he's going to put a Carrick Marine on him. Interesting. Okay, sure, set your stuff up. Now, the question is, do you want to keep playing? So we have some pretty significant commitments to keep playing. We do have damage on deploy from a couple cards here. I'm thinking we can go call the Forest into something and kill the Revenant with this order. I think we will.
Wait, yes, they won't let us talk to strangers.
We can kill it with Order from Ranger. I think I like the Order from Panther a little bit better, because we want the Rangers to stay in our deck to synergize with the poisons. Let's kill this off. Via something else here, we have access to our Poly for a movement, and then I think that's it. I don't want to commit these other guys. I think he's playing Revenants, so probably a Drog will come down in 1 round. Selkirk, okay, we can move that with Poly if we want to win the round. That's probably good value. I think we will do that. There we go, a nice movement. I think we've got this now. We can... Okay, yeah, I think we got it. Alright. If we have a good hand here, we could go for a push. I think here... Well, my concern is really about the Drog and the damage setup. Oh, we've got Gezras. I want this. Interesting. Our long round's generally better, but we don't have much that can kill a Revenant, which is a little problematic. Let's think here. Honestly, a long round might be better for him. He's on Sace still, I'm sure. He's got Drog. I think we go for it here.
I am the forest, and the forest is me.
We don't have a good answer to a Revenant, so I don't want him to have a long round with all the Revenants. I think here we can force out some of his stuff.
Gladly help, if I live to see it.
Then we go Half-Elf, Oak Critters, Gezras, and then Oak. Seems pretty good. Half-Elf Hunter. Then go Oak Critters, Gezras, boosting a bunch of cards, so we have Oak to answer something. If he plays any Revenants, we'll just answer the Revenant immediately with Great Oak, because that's the biggest threat. Although he's going to Shieldwall it, probably. A bit of bleeding on it, though. He's not the... He won't have any Revenants left in his deck, though. Okay, there's a Banard student.
You've met your match.
And then we'll go with these. We'll bleed him. Pretty nice. We have Gezeros next. Then we finish with Great Oak. Gerhardt, that's fine. Sure, protect again. Protect him. Gezeros. Should get us a lot of points.
No point in showing mercy. No point at all.
That is quite a bit of points. I'm guessing he'll kill our Gezeros here. Yep, there's Dion Sace. Knew that was coming. There's all of his orders out. We don't have to play Oak necessarily, but it kills this Bernard student. That's probably good. We'll commit the Oak. We're kind of going all in here, but I don't want the Revenant round. Although maybe he isn't playing Drog. I thought he was, though. We'll see. I didn't want to deal with Drog because we don't have much of an answer to the Revenants. And our hand looked really good for this. So make a 6 and a 7. That's not too big. The reset might be okay. That's 5. I think he's not going to get much value because he won't get to 9. 9's really where this changes. At 8 you have Becker's Rock Slide. I guess it's 8 damage. Let's see what he creates here. I guess 6 give you Orb, but that's not really good here. Okay, Rune Word's pretty good. Removing that one student was nice. His order thing up there. It's up to 3. Okay, you can make that.
The day is nigh when
Carrick Marine, I think we got him. Bloody Baron reset's gonna be worth 5. Yeah, that was a good call with the push here. Although it wasn't good for the reasons I thought it would be good for, which is the Drog. It was good because our hand was really strong. GG. Okay, so that last one was pretty good, but not for the reasons I anticipated. Yeah, that push, I thought we would be dealing with the Drog stuff, but it was actually just patience. Interesting. White Frost here. Alright, that's interesting. White Frost should be a pretty good matchup here. Again, we only have the Fog for these two natures, so I'll put one back. The Double Beasts, that's nice. Polly's good here. Can move something. Critters is nice. I think I do want to redraw this Panther, though. Half-Elf Hunter's an elf. Okay, we'll go with this. Going first again. It's not bad for us. We'll throw down the Percival. If he has Parasite, we get removed. But if he doesn't have removal, this is a good start. You can run the Spawn the Elf card for your stratagem if you want to trigger him right away. I did that before. The thing with that is it only really benefits him. Okay, that's not a bad start. We can move him to deny that boosting. It's pretty good. Let's do that. We'll move him. We won't get any more boosts from that. We'll just activate this, because why not? It has no category, so it's not going to interfere with Harmony in any way. The 2 damage here might objectively be a little bit better than this saving 1 point, but I think he was going to frost it. If we play a melee, he's just going to keep frosting this row, and it'll be more than 1 boost after a while. He probably has another of these in his hand, or he has definitely something else that'll frost it. Like Red Rider's Ardgaith. I've heard people complain about Harmony being no skill archetype. I'm not sure I agree with that. Okay, so here comes the Eridan. He'll frost this row. Oh, he didn't. He would have killed this if he did. Eridan's annoying here, but it's not too big a deal. Yeah, I don't know why he didn't frost this row. I guess he wants to save his Winter Queen. Sure. We'll drop down our half-elf hunter then. Normally you play all these ranged, so you Gezeros gets big, but I don't want to incentivize him to frost both rows. Frosting both rows gives him a lot of value. so we'll just hold Gezras for a different round. Because Aridin and the Frost on this row, so he's going to have his potentially Ardgaith Red Riders. This row is going to get hit by a lot of Frost damage, and if we just make it so he's not getting value from those Frosts, I think it's better than setting up for potential Gezras. Well, there's arguments for both sides there. Yeah, but like I was saying, I hear people saying that this is a Harmony is boring, it's no skill, you just play your units, whatever units you didn't play yet. Not sure I agree with that. The thing to keep in mind is you really want to keep in mind when you want to do your secondary stuff. So it's nice for Harmony is that if you want to get a lot of value, you want to make sure that you can get multiple procs on your stuff, right? So here we're missing a Dryad. I guess I'll continue that in a second here. We can go for Fauve, into Call the Forest, into Treant Boar. That wouldn't be bad. Boar's really good if he absorbs Frost damage here. He's committed to Aridin. I think we'll go for that. We'll go Fauve, Call the Forest, to Treant Boar. Treant Boar dies. This is kind of tying into what I was saying. He's going to have the Zeal. Put him down. Okay, now what I was saying here. What really helps Harmony, if you want to be pretty good at Harmony, the thing to keep in mind is the double activations, right? So you're going to play your units. Harmony's really good if every turn, every Harmony card procs. So you want to play the units that are incentivized to be removed. So for example, this Boar here, he's incentivized to remove this before the other ones like this Treant, these Oak Critters, because the Oak Critters won't die. Then this way, if this dies, you get 2 activations off of Treant. Stuff like that, or you're going to play your Harmony cards. The stuff like Dryad Ranger, it's a 3. Stuff like the Trained Hawk's a 3. Stuff that will die easily before, if you have Harmony cards out before stuff like the Panther. Now if they kill it, nice, we did absorb the damage on Boar, so he'll heal. I guess he doesn't have 5 damage removals. We'll start putting stuff ranged. Looks like we don't have to put anything ranged. We'll just keep going melee. We're going to make his Red Riders and Ardgaith bad. That's our goal here. If we bleed here, he loses dominance. We just want to make sure we still have room for the one Treant Boar to keep moving. Again, here, we're denying him value off of the double row of Frosts, so if he played Ardgaith or Red Riders, our board moved to the melee row. It wouldn't take damage there, it'd move back and heal itself. The thing is, he could avoid that if he'd have to bruiser it to stop there. If we move it here, after it takes damage, he bruisers it back. Right here, we just want to deny the double Frost value. And now we have our Great Oak set up. The rest of this round should be fairly, yeah, okay. He's going to play the guy now, I'm guessing. Oh, going for Emerlith. Okay. So he discards. Hugo Broombricker. Guess what I talked about this option in the patch notes video I made the other day. I thought people might try this out. So here we can go for, if we move this, he dies. But we don't have to go for that because we can just poly him. We let poly take the damage instead, or you just boost him. Let's go Boar, damage. Go poly, move the Boar. And now's our chance the Boar absorbs the damage again. That'd be nice. And then we can put the 2 armor on something in the row with Frost, and that'll be good value. Kind of hard to work Sirssa in here, but I think this turn we'll be able to. Nice, so we did take the damage on him, that's what I was hoping. So we go Treant Boar. We don't have a Dryad in our hand, but we can still use her. Damage here. So the Death Blow has no value, that's why we were not too concerned about it. We'll play her. Just hit this. I don't want to use this order until I know what's going to be hit. So we'll pass, or go back to him. I don't mind losing Oak. I would like to keep Waters and Gezras, though. This is the turn where if he's been holding on to a double Frost Throw card, he'll play it, because we now have enough stuff that he'll have to hit stuff with it. Burstful gotten us a lot of value this round. Conqueror. So here's a question. What do we want to get rid of most here? This is a nice heal. I think I'm least mind... We could play Gezros. I like Oak a little bit better here, just because I think he'll have control and movement, like the bruisers and stuff, to kind of mess with us in the future rounds. So I think Gezros might get better value here. We're going to have shorter rounds than this moving on. So I think we'll do this. And then we'll just armor up Gezros, just in case. I think he'll be a good target. And the other reason we're going to play our Gezros here is he doesn't get a lot of boost value, because he's only boosting 3 cards, but he'll move for a decent amount of damage. And we had a lot of Harmony, right? We had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Harmony procs off of him. It's pretty good. Humorless Wrath will kill him. So he's going to win the round unless we commit Oak Crit, or Great Oak. Great Oak definitely secures us this round. But it's a big provision commitment. We have a couple cards left here, but we really don't have that many high provision cards left. Also can't move a boar and use the oak. So I guess we'll let him win this round. That's not too bad. We definitely wanted to win, but we're not helpless in a round 2. Out of streak. Okay, so he committed something else here. Fine. Yeah, that round was interesting. I guess he didn't have any... We lost value by not playing ranged, but we didn't play ranged, so I thought he had Ardgaith or something to frost both rows. Turns out he didn't. By playing around that, we sort of made ourselves worse off, but our hand here looking good. I want another poison card, though. Okay, that's nice. Feeling pretty good about this. If he commits big, we play waters. If he doesn't, we don't. That's basically what this comes down to. If he goes tall, we can poison. I think with poisonous, we have to watch out for the purify. He's gonna go for that. Okay, we could commit. So here's the thing. Normally you don't want to commit leader because you want it for round 3 because some decks have really strong round 3 finishers. He doesn't. So we could use it this round, I wouldn't mind too much. Or we could play waters and save it for next round. I think it's usually want to save these together. We'll go Saskia. We're not going to have dwarf or elf. So we'll just pick the dwarf. Is the best then. The 1 armor is better because it could block a frost damage. I don't mind losing Saskia as long if we have Call of Harmony plus Waters of Brocklon's really strong. With like it's really strong because it makes bronzes really good. So like any bronze gets +3 value while we have that out. And you might even consider passing here. We want to go up a card. Yeah, he's going to do this. This might die. Might go for a bruiser. Who knows? Crew. Sure. I guess he's going to spread this frost out and get the 1 value off the armor, like I said. There's Winter Queen. I think we go for poison here with Weeping Willow. We could leader to go up a card. I think I'd rather have leader and waters and go on even. He might pass here. He might have just wanted to avoid going down a card. He still has the evolving card, but it wouldn't be at full evolution. Okay, he's gonna do that. And kill it off. That's not too bad. We're probably gonna have to use our leader ability here, but I don't mind too much. We'll go for the poison here and set this harmony up.
One arrow. That's all.
Let's see what his last card is. Leader plus Oak's a good solid point value. Oh, we can save our leader and just throw it on Great Oak. Let's go for the boost. Alright, I think we're good. We've got the Call of Harmony and Waters of Brolacon ready for round 3. I don't think he will be able to do anything about that. I think it's just too many points. He does have Oberon still, but I think that's the only thing he really has left going for him. And that's not going to be enough. Okay, Dwarf. We don't want Dryad. That's a category we don't really want because it doesn't give us Waters of boosts. That's nice. We'll put this back too. This is looking pretty good. Yeah, it looks like this will be a good game here. And we'll just go for the standard. We don't have the row stack anymore, but we will in case he has double frosts. We go call. Boost our guys to 5. And like I said, this is a 17 points right here. And then we go this into this into this. And every one of them is worth +3. Red Riders, like I said, we want to stack so we don't get double frosted. Kind of what we're avoiding round 1. Looks like it's this round he's going to do it though. Get some harmony activations there. Like I said, it's +3 on every bronze we have with a different unit tag, which is why this is really helpful in a round 3 where you've exhausted your good cards. Okay, there's Oberon. You're gonna get Bruisered here if he has it. There it is.
So I conquered again.
We could go for... We're gonna lose value on one of these. There's no frosts. This is worth 6. This is worth... I guess we play this first. Lose 1 point here, but we can do the damage is the same amount as the bleeding value, so we'll play him last. We'll just go for this Dwarf. Get some more boosts. We'll hit this ability. Yeah, like I said, if we just keep stacking, he's going to lose frost value. I think if we could play melee, the frosts aren't going to hit us anymore, because that was his last turn. So we can play this melee without any repercussions. We'll go for this. We can actually kill him off. That's pretty good, actually. And like I said, I don't think he has enough points to answer our Waters and Call, even with just bronzes in our hand. He's consuming. This is going to be Azrael. It's not enough points. Oh, it's Gale's. Gale's Naglfar Azrael? Perhaps? That's probably his biggest finisher, but it's still not going to be enough. We've gotten enough engine value off of these bronzes here. And that'll be a GG. Alright, let's do one last game here. We'll do 3 games here. And let's see what we find for our last match. Imprisonment, Nilfgaard. Okay. Should be interesting.
Great.
Probably the Assimilate deck, I'm guessing. Not too much else got changed for them. They only got 3 changes in the patch. Nilfgaard. Got the poisons here. 1 pair of poisons with an extra for Purify. In case he has a Purify, rather. We've got Harmony. 1, 2, 3 harmonies. This hand buff's not too valuable a lot of the time. Let's see, I think we could actually go for the Poly Reset Force Whisper here, but I don't think we want that. I think we want to find some bigger cards. Ciaran's Lock might be valuable. Then we have 2 elves. I think we'll put back Oak Critters and this half-elf and try and find something else. There's a Beast. Going first, let's see what we want to throw down. Well, this is a pretty good choice. We don't have Gezros or Great Oak here. We have no access to them, so we don't have to play ranged. So we'll just split our units up. Oh my goodness, we do have Gezros. Okay, I'm blind. We do have Gezros, so we should have gone ranged. That's okay, we'll play the rest of our stuff ranged. I think we want to hold on to him for not this round, though, because it's going to be kind of hard to win through all this tempo with these Blight Makers, which I was sure he was going to play. Let's see, we can go for damage here. We can set the bleeding up. Then we have a Sirssa Deathblow to buff this card. Or we can just play her now, actually, for the hand value. Let's use her now. set up a bit of carryover. And we can boost any card in our hand. Well, the best card to boost in our hand is going to be Gezeros. There's no doubt about that. That's a nice setup to have going, although he's going to have a lock for it. We should have activated this Lamp de Jinn in case he has a second Blight Maker. It'll reduce the chance a Mage Assassin zaps down this guy. Okay, this is going to be a Mage Torturer. That's okay. We'll definitely do this now. We can't do anything about this. We'll play our Panther here or this Hawk. I don't think he has removal for the Hawk, which means that the Panther is probably okay. We don't, again, the lock's not valuable versus, or movement's not that valuable here when we have Poly, so we'll go with the Hawk. We'll hit this guy down. They changed the sound effect for Harmony. It's a lot quieter now. Not sure how I feel about that. I like it, I guess. Although it seems really just silent. See, we've got the Hawk. The reason you play Hawk first normally is because if they have 3 damage removal, they kill the Hawk. But if you had 3 damage removal, you would have killed half-elf Hunter. Instead now, we'll just play him first. The movement's not too big a deal. And the Panther here, I'd like to bleed something. The bleeding takes more time, and I'd rather set up this Harmony engine. Because we still have our Treant to play. Probably this one. Brothans, let's see what he gets. Okay, he's going to play the Hawk.
Everyone has their secrets. Everyone.
That's fine, I guess. That's probably the worst card to hit. But you know what? I won't complain too much. We've got the Weeping Willow here. We'll poison on Brothans. Harmony's going to tick some more. That's nice. Get that going. Then we can poison and kill it next to the Dryad Ranger if we need to. If he kills this, because it's at 5, he might assassinate your coded weapons this. We'll probably just assassinate, then we can drop our Treant Boar. So let's hover over it, make him think it's threatening. He could also be playing Purify, but we only have the other poison here. So if he does, that's alright. The thing with him is he's going to have Assimilate ticking and Harmony ticking because he can keep stealing our units of different categories. Might make this a little more difficult. So we can go for the deck swap here. We never go for anything else. Or at least unless they're down to 2 cards. Tourney Joust, and he's going to get a Panther. That's fine. Let's see, we can go for our poison here. I think we will. Get rid of Brothans. Give us a few points. And then we have Poly for Dwarf's not bad. We have Dwarf, Witcher. We have Dwarf and Witcher left. Pretty good. We can move one of our own guys with Poly to help out our Gezeros if we want to. Oh, he's R-twatting already. So for an even push. I guess, yeah, you should have hit one of these anyway, because it would be at 2. I guess he didn't know we weren't going to Harmony. Do we pass here? I don't think so. We've got... Poly can set up a big Gezeros for damage, actually. Gezeros for damage. This is an engine that starts ticking. Yeah, we'll play the this guy. Then we'll move him because he's got the ability to move now, and we'll hit Artuan. Gezeros here is really valuable. And Poly activates 1, 2, 3, 4 harmonies. 5 harmonies, so Poly comes down for 11. He's going to lock that. He might use another. I don't think he'll use his last lock, but Gezeros is really solid. Going to be our carry here. Alright, he's going to activate Harmony and Assimilate again. No, he's not, because he picked a different category. He's going to kill that so we can't purify it. That's fair. We could go for Poly and set up a full melee row. I will do that, I think. Set up the full melee row here for our Gezeros to hit. And then Poly activates a whole bunch of harmonies. Plus 5 there. Gezeros will Harmony 5. Gezeros will secure this round, I'm 100% sure. Just because of how big it's going to be. It's going to activate 5 harmonies. It's going to save us 2 points because we're going to armor it. And then it's going to hit him for 8. and then play as 7 because we hand boosted it. That's 15, 20. It's gonna play for 20 and have 2 armor. He's already committed Artwad and Brothans. Artwad in particular is a pretty big card for the deck. If he does somehow survive us playing the Gezros, we can always leader. I'm fine trading leader for his leader if we need to. Oh boy. Well, you used your lock. Have a Gezros. You're going to Invocation this probably. But that gives us the round. Tell me you don't actually hold your... There it is. So yeah, you're going to Invocation that. But we should have the round now. We're up by 8. He's used both his leader charges. The thing we have to watch out for is potentially he's running Joachim. Joachim gives him the round back. These don't really help us here. Neither of these proc our harmonies. We'll just pass here. He might take that. I think he might play our Joachim, and Joachim onto the Gezros could give him the round. This is going to be a bribery. He's used up both his leader charges. So I think even if he wins this round, it's been pretty good for us. We could have played the Panther, but it's pretty slow, and it's not a lot of value right away. It doesn't activate harmonies. Is that enough points? And there it is. That's what I thought. This is why I hate bribery, by the way. GG. Took that guy down.
Topaz, ruby, sapphire, any ye desire.
So he's going to Joachim here. Sorry about getting that there. Recording kind of didn't quite start, but we're going up against a double cross player. We have our Percival. He actually just went straight to a Joachim. He's going to coup again. Looks like he's going to push for a win on even. Percival's going to die here, but he gave us a nice poison target of his own. So we'll just go into our Weeping Willow and then into the Dryad Ranger. Pretty nice there. If he kills Weeping Willow, we then also have Treant Protector, or Treant Boar. I like the Boar. Boar's one of my favorite themes, right? He just runs back and forth with the enemy. I think it's really neat. He's going to go for a poison on himself. Now, we can call the forest out another poison, so I'm just going to hit this with another one.
Your next move shall be your last.
We can always call the forest out our other poison, the either a Forest Whisperer or another Dryad Ranger. He's going to poison us here. Pretty expected. I think we'll save that option for last, though. So we can go for... This does damage. This starts going, but we don't want to do that quite. I think we'll go for the Half-Elf Hunter. Just a little bit more going here. Then we'll play this Hawk and then throw down the Pyrotechnician, unless he plays big cards. If it looks like we're in danger, we can always call a force into that poison. I like leaving this up as an option. He might think we don't have it. If we don't need it, that's good. There's the coup. Like, if we don't need it, that's good because we have the Call the Forest saved then. He's gonna go for a lock. Sure, I'll lock that. It's still pretty close here. Let's throw out the hawk. We will hit here, take this guy a little bit of damage. 2 harmonies puts us back ahead. If he doesn't do anything big here, this plays for 7. If he does something big, I think we'll go for the poison play. This would be even more anticlimactic than that last game when his bribery didn't get him a card. If this is what happens here. Guy, come on back. I want to play the game. I gotta test the deck. Don't leave. We didn't do anything scary. I guess he committed coup and Joachim. Maybe he's unhappy about that. I don't know. His Joachim got him some nice draws. I guess that's a win. Alright, let's find one more game here. It's rather a disappointing end if we just leave on a disconnect. Let's go for one more here, see what we can't find. And let's see what this is. Okay, it's probably Hyperthin.
Just great.
Probably Hyperthin. This will be interesting. He's going to get round 1. He's going to win round 1 unless we set up a huge amount of engine, so I just want all the harmony cards. Poison's really valuable too. Got 1 poison here. Access to 2nd. I don't think we want Oak Critters in this scenario. It's nice. We don't need you. He doesn't have a lot of removal. This is the kind of hand I want. We go first. We don't have Percival. It's a little unfortunate here. What are we going to use Call the Force for later on in the game? Call the Force, might just Call the Force into Percival here. It's a good setup. I think I'll do that.
I spend more time crafting.
Can't be assassinated if he's running Assassinate. We get it the +1 boost. If he has a lock, he's going to lock it, but we need this to have a chance this round to win. Our short round 3 is very weak. Well, not weak. It's weak compared to his, because we don't have Heat Wave in this deck. The non-devotion version I was playing earlier, Heat Wave would let you have a chance round 3. Alright, he does have the lock. That's a problem. Big problem. We need harmonies, and we need them quick. So, just harmony cards for a little bit here. Let's see, we go for the Trained Hawk. Set up a harmony. We can then go into either Ranger to set up Sirssa, or Poisons. He's going to kill it. Oh man, he's running removal. We didn't expect him to be running removal. That's a problem. It's a problem. We have the... We don't actually have a 2nd poison here, so we'll just use this for the damage. Then we'll use this Death Blow here, and we'll boost up our Gezeras. My guess is he's going to push when he gets down to... If we keep playing here, he's going to push with the Snowdrop stuff. We'll play Sirssa. Kill off this in case we want a poison later on. We will boost up our Gezeras. Next turn, we don't have any more harmonies except for Saskia. She's a big play. Unfortunately, though, he's going to push us here most likely. So that will be a problem. Dwadric, we could move that with Polly. Deny the order. Or we can go for Saskia first. I want to get the dwarf off Saskia, I think. Actually, I don't want the dwarf. I want Polly. I think we'll just move that. We'll move that so that stops being a thing. We don't want him having a lot of hands set up here. I want him to not have Snowdrop, basically. Dead Man's Tongue, okay. We go Saskia for Dwarf next, I think, and then we have access to Gezeros. We really, really want to win this round. Saskia for Dwarf. She's a dragon. Now we have Harmony set up. I want to save this order. I think he's going to have... I don't think he has damage, so I don't really know what to put this on. I think we'll just put it on our Pyrotechnician. If we get Pyrotechnician. If we go Gezeros here, ranged, boost. Next turn we play Technician. I think we'll play our Gezeros here.
There's a great deal to be made.
I feel like he's not going to be running removal. That can kill this, so this might be our way to win the round. If he is having some way to kill it, that'd be really bad, though. We want to win this round, so we have a long round 3. I think our short round 3 doesn't have a chance against him. I think if it just goes to a 3 or 4 card round 3, we lose. Do we in our lock? Oh, Vilgefortz. Ooh, can you give me something good? Like, don't ruin my deck.
Quite the menial task.
Your next move
Okay, that's
shall be
fine.
your last.
We're up a bit here. He still has the thing is he has access to his Sunset Wanderers. So I think we need our Pyrotechnician here. We have Fov. It only gets the other card. Put the armor on you. Get some value. Wanderers is coming down unless he passes. He is passing. Okay, I think here he hasn't Snowdropped or Leadered. Those are huge point plays. We go either for a long round 3, or we go for a round 2 push, but he'll have a really strong hand. I want the Elf. I kind of want the Beast too. I think we want a better card. Let's see, if we go for the push here, he has Snowdrop Leader. That's like a 20-point play. And it helps him. I think we just go to long round 3. I think we're in trouble here. This is a difficult matchup. He's going to have a massive Sunset Wanderers and a Snowdrop. We can't bleed them out because bleeding them out leads to his short round 3 where we lose. So we're just going to have to try and do our best round 3. But we've already committed Gezeros and Saskia. So it's just going to be on the call of the other guys. It's gonna all be on you Waters. So we can only redraw 1 card, so we don't redraw into Waters and brick our Fov. We have Treant. Sadly missing a second poison. How many poisons in our deck? 1, 2. I think we have to go for high rolls here. Put this back. We don't have the second poison. Didn't get it. We had to go for the draw there because I don't think we win this without the poisons. Yeah, we all knew this was coming.
Why aren't you listening? Listen to me sing, damn it!
Not all battles need end in bloodshed.
I think we're gonna lose this game here.
You shall know the Emperor's fury!
Hyperthin's so strong. In this matchup in particular. Well, Hyperthin is a good deck, but I don't think we have the tools to deal with it that are poisons. So... well, there's only one thing to do here, and that's Fov. Fov into Waters. Waters. Call Harmony. We'll put it on this side in case he's running an Assassinate. This will protect our Young Dryad. Then we just go for maximum Harmony value. So, Half Elf. Trained Hawk. Oh, he's playing more removal. Wish he was playing less removal. Be quite honest with you. So Wanderers is going to be nice this turn. We could have gone for the CRN lock here. Yeah, I just don't think we can beat this short round. And Wanderers comes down. He went for Snowdrops after the leader, so he could draw into the Golem. That's like our only chance here. What do we have here? This is the most value engine. That's also has the highest chance of him killing it. So that gives us a second activation. We really needed another poison. Yeah, there's the assassination. But now we get the second tree ant. We'll poison this guy. Unfortunately, we don't have the second poison, so this is an empty threat. But we have to play it ranged anyway. Well, we don't have to play it ranged. I want it in the same row as his other stuff.
There will be rain or frost.
Good, he did draw into it. It's what you get for playing your stuff out of order. I guess he's still probably going to win. Hawk. Hawk comes down here. Even he still has Yennefer, right? The Yennefer is just a 3. But even with that, he has Golem in his hand, and I think he still wins. Man, playing yourself out of order, you deserve to lose, but you're not going to. Quite annoying. With this here, will get us. Want the bleeding tick as much as possible. Heatwave, yeah, we just don't have what we don't have the option to beat this deck.
Your Vith will guide us.
Let's just move you, I guess. We get the most value. We're not activating any more harmonies. This gives us points. Nothing else gives us points, so we'll just move this to our range draw. Golem. Nice. It's a 3. Needed the tall poisons there. GG. Oh well. Even though he messed up, he still won. So what do I think about Harmony in the deck? I like Harmony. I think it's better. I don't like the Devotion version. If you want to play this version, you can run alternative cards we'll talk about first. The big ones here, if you want to go for more engines, you can throw in Pavko. He's a human too. You could also throw in Phoenixit if you're playing Devotion. The thing with Phoenixit, he only boosted Dryad, so I wasn't as keen on that. We don't get any value really off of the young Dryad he spawns. But you could run them for human if you wanted to. I like the non-Devotion version much better. So we'll talk about how to change into that real quick. But this we wanted to play because we're trying out the Sirssa. And since we're trying out Sirssa, we had to cut out our Heatwave. Wouldn't have to, but I wanted to try out some stuff. But as you can see, it does alright. The thing is, you have to watch out for card removal. Is kind of a removal and point slam. So stuff like that Hyperthin deck's a problem. Stuff like Skellige's a problem. They develop a lot of points while answering things. So that's an issue. Other than that, though, it's not too bad. You can do get quite a bit of wins with the deck. So I guess we'll talk about the card options now. The big thing here is I want to include Catwitcher again. We cut Catwitcher to bump stuff for Sirssa, and I want to Trout Treant Board for Holly. The reason we did this is overall we had to include Oak Critter. Well, I wanted to include Oak Critter since you're playing Devotion. Not a big fan of Oak Critters. Also not because we're not going to play Devotion anymore either. Oak Critters are okay, but they're not the best Devotion card. They do help setting up bodies, though. Sirssa, still don't think she's worth it. Although, you could do it. Treant Boar is a card that's too easily answered, I think. So we'll take him out for now. Polly, again, we're going to replace the bronzes with... The dwarves will be bronzes here. If you want to run Catwitcher, I recommend this version of the deck. This is the version I was running before. It's just been a little bit buffed. And then you also really want to run another dwarf or two. So, Pyro Technician is nice for the removal, but I don't know if you need 2. I like Marauder as well. Put in 2 technicians or 1 technician, 2 Marauders because they have the option of bonded value. And then you run in the input in the Heatwave, which is the neutral card we're going to be running. I like this version better. This is the version I normally run. You have access to the Heat Wave for tall removal. You have different bronzes. Cat Witcher is another tag you can add. And this is a version I like better overall. So I'd suggest this, although I will link the Devotion version I was playing today in the description. This is just the old version I was running. The only thing is you added Panthers in instead of the Bronze Elves. And that's a nice change. But yeah, that's the deck. Hopefully you guys enjoyed, and we'll see you next time.